Lois Sonstegard. I'm president and founder of Build2morrow and the Academy for Entrepreneur Success. I focus on growth and growth strategies for businesses and business leaders. So as I've lived and experienced business, I have learned things that I think are really critical that I bring to my coaching process as I work with businesses. So what are those learnings? There are 5 of them. And the first is, we can't get momentum without hope. And why do I say that? One of my most valuable lessons that I learned very early on as a child was from my mother. She was a survivor of a concentration camp during the Second World War. And she said at night, they knew who would not be alive in the morning. And I would say to her, how did you know? And she would say, because when you lose hope, the people would go to all the people that they knew to say goodnight. And their goodnight this time was hollow and it was empty. You see, as human beings, we cannot survive and we can't see that next part that we need to go to unless we have a sense of hope, a hope for the future. So the second lesson that I learned is that big problems require collaboration. And I learned that when I was working in West Texas at the University, Texas Tech University School of Medicine. And we were tasked at that time to look at how do we impact maternal and infant mortality and morbidity in a region, so an entire region. And we had areas at that time in that particular region that had mortality and morbidity rates that were 3 and 4 times the national average. So what do? You have hospitals, you have physicians, you have systems, you have community leaders, you have politicians, and then you have the people who live in the communities. How do you bring that together to really impact something different and to focus on a new possibility? So there I learned that if you're going to impact change, create big solutions to big problems, you've got to get past egos, territorial ownership, and get people to buy into outcomes and what it is that they want for their future. Then I learned when I was working with my son, who, when he was born prematurely, we were told that he would never read, write, or to do math, and that we should not even look for ways to teach him that because none of the research gave us hope for his ability to do that. And that began my journey to study the brain and our neural pathways and what it is that we can do to impact our brain and how we process things. And what I learned from him and working with him at that time was that you have to look at the worst case scenario. Yes, what will life be like if indeed the experts are right? Look at that while planning for the best case scenario also. Because you see, our brain needs both. If we go to the best case scenario without focusing on planning for the worst, our brain will go there anyway. So bringing those pieces together and moving forward is incredibly important. And that child, by the way, has gone on, has his MBA, CPA, and now is CFO of some major corporations in our country. And then I learned that if you want to grow, you need to have growth strategies and you need to collaborate. And I did learn that when I had my entrepreneurial business and was also working with other companies in the biotech corridor here in Minnesota. They saw some of what I was doing, the relationships I was building in my business, particularly in Japan, some in Europe at that time. And they said, can you help us do that? And so we, with the university, Mayo Clinic, the state, the city, looked at how do we develop collaborative relationships, because you see, for them to grow, it was going to require that they develop these partnerships. And then the last thing that I learned is an incredible sense of gratitude. There are many people who have helped me along the way that have allowed me to accomplish what I have. And so now it's my time to also give back. And I give back to a hospital that I work with in Pakistan. And I also work with young entrepreneurs in developing countries who want to develop a business. You see, what I've gained, I need to give back, because that's also how we build a future. So from all of this, what I understand the challenges that businesses have. I understand what it's like to develop intellectual property and protect it. I understand global distribution. I understand the manufacturing process. I understand how to create results, extraordinary results, when things seem literally impossible. So if you're a business that would like to grow and you would like help with your growth mindset strategies and processes and systems to help you grow, there's a number on the screen. Please call. I would be glad to help you. If you're a coach and you would like to help businesses, I am willing to teach you coaches everything I know so that you can coach businesses in their growth strategy. You see, the reason I do that is I have been helped. And we have businesses. If 91% of businesses are saying they need help, there is more work here to be done than I can do. There's many of us that are going to need to come together to solve this problem. So for those of you who want to learn how to coach businesses, call the number. I am glad to help you. And I look forward to working with you and to develop your company. I work with businesses of all sizes, and there is great opportunity here for us to develop a new world of business.